Hey everybody, this is Frillioth and welcome to another episode of Minecraft. Right, we've had a catastrophe, an absolute catastrophe happen, and I've got no idea why. I've literally just finished messing around with the fire. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I'm done for. Really am. I don't know what to say. I've just finished messing around with the farm upstairs that we did in the last episode, and I've come down absolutely flabbergasted. I've come downstairs. I mean, literally, it's minutes ago since I was last down here, and every one of the villagers has gone. Every one of them has gone, and I've got no idea why. I mean, there's one up there, so I've still got one up there, but all of them, I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh, what are we going to do? I mean, if this is going to happen regularly, then there's no point in having a trading hall. I traded up half of these geezers as well. They had a couple of good trades on them, and they've gone, and I don't know why. Oh man, we need Inspector Clouseau and Sherlock Holmes and anybody else you can think of to come down and sort this out, because this is crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. I'm at a loss to do anything at the moment. I'm going to go away in a corner and cry for a little while, and then we'll carry on with the episode. Right, it's the following day, and we've had Special Agent Shrekster around from the FBI, and he's had a good look around, and it turns out that in the 5 minutes or so that I was upstairs in the farm, we managed to get a zombie in here, and he wiped everybody out, literally everybody out inside a couple of minutes. Which I find absolutely amazing for a couple of reasons, really. One, this place is lit up quite well, and two, he can't actually get in to touch them anyway, so whether or not zombies don't need actual direct access to a villager to change them. And I also thought that there was a chance that if a zombie attacked a villager, there was a chance that he'd change him into a zombie villager. So the fact that we had 30 villagers in here, and none of them were turned into zombie villagers, and there was a load of lights, I find it amazing. But up there, I've blocked it off now, but up there was a cave. I thought I'd lit it up, but there's every chance that he could have spawned up there and fallen in while I wasn't looking. But anyway, case closed. Special Agent Shrekster solved it for me, and that's that. So we've had to stop breeding them again. Also, on a positive note, you might remember that a couple of episodes ago, I was having no end of trouble with my iron farm, and at 1:30 in the morning, I couldn't figure out how to do it. I just couldn't get it working. Well, obviously, after a good night's sleep and a cup of coffee, I came back and had a look at it, and straight away, it's one of those things where immediately you realise what an ass you've been. To spawn, a golem needs an area of 2 by 2 by 4, even though the golem's sort of 3 blocks high. It's just less than 3 blocks high. Although it's 3 blocks high, it needs air or a transparent block above it to spawn underneath. Now, this spawning floor here and the one above it it had a roof there, so it was only 3 high. So obviously an iron golem was never ever going to spawn in here, and I just couldn't see it. But as I say, in the cold light of day, it became reasonably obvious, and that's been fixed. So we now have a supply of iron. So that's that. So today I've got to go and get I've got to go and repair my pick. I've been using my pick quite a lot. my Silk Touch pick, so I need to go and get that repaired, and then I need to go and finish off the roof on the greenhouse that we made in the last episode. I've only half done it, and spiders are climbing over the top and jumping onto the ploughed land inside the greenhouse, flattening it, which is causing me one hell of a problem. So we'll do that today. I'll go and go to the. Oh, I don't know whether I told you. I've found out, or been told, where the end portal is to take us to the end, and there's a fantastic Enderman farm there. So I'll show you that. We'll go and have a look at that now. So we're in the end. My only friend, the end, and I'm off out to the end farm. And it's not bad, actually. I'll give the guys their due. It's not a bad farm at all. I did ask. Normally, when I start a new world, I'll build my own ender farm. But I did ask, and quite rightly, it was pointed out to me that if I create another ender farm somewhere, anywhere really, and I'm using that one while somebody's using this one, it's going to decrease spawn rates, which is understandable. So we won't be building an ender farm in this episode. Let's see if we can turn down the hostile mobs just for a second. I'm going to turn them back up again because last thing I want is somebody jumping out on me. But we'll get some levels, and I'll repair up my wonderful pick. Grab a few ender pearls, and there's loads of ender pearls as well. I don't know whether you can see it. It's very dark in here. This is all black stained glass. It looks fantastic, and under there you've got an item sorter, and then chests for ender pearls, and you get down there by going down these little water chutes, which is brilliant. And people have got chests around here. I'm assuming they've got ender pearls in there and whatever, but it's brilliant. And there's water covering the top to stop the guys from, teleporting out, and it's really efficient. Very good. So I'll get some ender pearls and some levels, and then we'll crack on with doing something else. Right, back from the end. I've got some stone. Finally got some light grey stained glass, and I thought I'd pop here and have a look at how these guys are doing. And look at this. It's full again. Got anybody up there? Got somebody up there. Brilliant. So it started to fill up again. I've done a bit of trading with these guys already. I've got nothing that's worth shouting about. What's that? Projectile protection 2 book and an infinity book for 19. Not bad. I know he's got another trade. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. He's okay for paper as well. I think 24 is the best I've ever had for paper, so he's not bad for paper. And he's got a Fortune 3 for 29, not bad. Fortune 3 for 29. And a Curse of Binding. Yeah, I will be getting loads of those off you, mate. Everybody loves Curse of Binding. Look at the C3, 44. That's you, robber. Christ, you need to wear a mask. Even Dick Turpin wore a mask. Thorns 2 for 24. Not too bad, I guess. What have you got? Look at the C2 for 17. Did I say he's got look at the C3? Look at the C3 for 44, and he's got look at the C2 for 17. So if you buy 2 of those for 34, you'll get look at the C3 for 34. So it looks like you're on your bike, mate. And our newest contestant is a Power 5 for 39. It's not my best trade I've ever seen. A couple of, let's do a bit of leveling. See what's your next book going to be? What's your next book going to be? Make it a good one. $3 diamonds for a bookshelf is pants. Actually, it's probably not that bad. We've got one of the guys over there does glass for 1 emerald for 5 bits of glass. Now I know glass is easy enough to get, but 1 emerald for 5 bits. Oh, he's got it as well. 1 emerald for 5. Not bad. Come on then, what's your second book trade? Make it a good one. Aqua Infinity for 14. That's not bad. Not bad. Not bad, I guess. Right. Yeah, nobody else in here. I mean, I've got loads of these guys. Loads of clerics. I don't need you, do I? Sayonara. At the moment, I don't even have a decent zombie farm. 40. 40, crikey. What have you got? 39. 36. You can stay. I like you. Right, we'll have a shift upstairs then at the farm and see how the farm's doing. Now, I was concerned earlier on when I made the farm, the wheat farm. I was concerned that the farmer wouldn't be able to harvest quick enough. How wrong was I? Christ, the bloke is an absolute machine. In fairness, the farm isn't big enough. Oh, it's no good, is it? I've raised the floor in here. Did a bit of work up here, actually. Oh, I can't go in and see you, can I, if you're stood there? Raise the floor a little bit. The bakery's going to go over. I don't know where the bakery's going to go, you know. Base, entrance over there. Bakery's probably going to go over there. Yeah, go over there. But yeah, this guy's a machine. I was worried that I'd need 2 farmers in there. To be honest, apart from when it's dark, and even when it's dark, he's off and running. He's on fire. Put a few more lights in there. Obviously, crops grow better when it's lit up. So at night, at least they're still growing. One thing I have had to do, and I was concerned about it, I did mention it. Can you hear that? Can you hear that outside? It's a zombie villager. The amount of time I sat here waiting for one of those guys in the beginning, none of them. Now they're everywhere. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Making your little rattling noises. Right, I was concerned that the farmer wasn't farming in that far corner because he was outside the range of those doors just, and he was. In fairness, my worries were founded. This little corner here, he wouldn't come this far out. He'd get to this far, to this corner, and then he'd come outside the range of the village, you know, crap himself and run back over there. So that corner was never being farmed. So to sort that out, all I've done is I've extended the village out at the top. So there's now a door there on the same level as those doors, but it's over there. And that puts the edge of that farm inside the village. It's not affected the breeding rates because of the way the villager mechanics work, but it has meant that this farmer can now farm that corner, which is brilliant. Go on, we need some music going, don't we, in the corner for you guys. So if I also, what I want to do, and I keep telling you what I want to do, and I don't tell you what I am doing. Oh, I've increased my area for that stuff. What's that stuff called again? Sugar cane, which is helping me out. That stuff grows really quickly, and obviously I'm going to need it with a bit of luck. But we've got a few farmer villages there now, and I want to trade pumpkins and melons, which is a staple. In Minecraft, you can't do anything without pumpkins and melons. So I'm going to make myself a pumpkin and melon. I'm resisting the temptation to say mumpkin and melon farm, which I do often. But I want to make a pumpkin and melon farm. Look at that. All that time I spent trying to get myself a zombie villager. And I couldn't. There was never one knocking about, was there? And here he is. The butcher. I could have helped you, mate. Could have. I'd got all the gear and no idea. Right, so I've finished the greenhouse now. It's I like it. It's not extravagant. It's grey. It's grey and glass. It looks like galvanised steel and glass, which is just like my mum's old greenhouse. Okay, this is clearly a lot bigger than my mum's old greenhouse, but nevertheless, it's very, very similar. Galvanised steel and a bit of glass. Fantastic. So that's that job done. Tell you what I'm going to do. There are loads of zombies So what I'm going to do, and it was an idea that came to me last night actually while I was laying there in bed thinking about Minecraft, which I do quite a lot. I'll get a villager, because these guys can sniff villagers out from like miles and miles away. So if I get one of these guys, because I've got a few now, get one of these guys on a little pedestal kind of thing where there's no light. So I'll get a zombie villager here, surround him in a bit of glass, and then all around him dig a pit, dig a hole, dig quite a big hole, a 28 or so block drop hole, down to some hoppers, put a few trapdoors around the bottom, around the top of them. These guys are going to come over to try and eat the poor villager. They're going to fall straight down. I'm going to get quite a decent supply of rotting flesh for the trades we've got down in the trading room now. So that's something else that's something else that's on my list. But I think next we'll set up a pumpkin and melon farm. Now, where do I do that? Do I do that over there? Maybe I'll do it. I want to build it into the side of a wall because of all the redstone. I don't want to build it sort of on its own in the middle of nowhere. I'm a big fan of incorporating the natural surroundings. So if I build it into the wall over there, build it into the side of the hill over here, I could do that, couldn't I? I could dig this out a little bit. I don't know whether I showed you this as well. Something else I found the other day, dead exciting. One of these bad boys, I'm sure I've showed you. So I can't build it into that. Oh, I could I? No, I can't. Can't build it into that wall, too close. But I can build it into this wall. Right, so I've dug out my area where I'm going to put the pumpkin and melon farm. It's going to be in here, clearly. And to make it, we're going to basically, maybe not that far out, maybe here. That's where the pumpkins and the melons are going to grow. And behind that, we'll make the back wall look pretty, but just to give you an idea, we'll have the piston there, and then behind the piston we'll have a block, and on top of the block we'll have a redstone torch, and behind that we'll have a bit of dust, and on top of that a daylight sensor. And as long as that's getting sunlight onto it while it's powered, the piston is going to remain retracted. So if I just cover this in with some solid blocks, which I don't have enough of, as I say, we'll make it look pretty. So that's the front's obviously going to be probably made out of different coloured woods. We're going to make it look nice, and there's going to be a pumpkin or a melon planted there, and a pumpkin or a melon planted there. When it grows, obviously it's going to grow in front of the piston. Now the piston lets light through it, so the daylight sensor inside there is getting light, which is why the piston's retracted. If a pumpkin grows in front of it, the daylight sensor inside no longer gets light to it, therefore the torch fires and the piston pushes the pumpkin off. So every time a pumpkin grows on there, it gets pushed off. Now the success rate of this isn't 100% because, as you just saw, every so often the pumpkin will fall onto here, but it happens so infrequently that the amount of pumpkins and melons you lose is minimal, really. And we're going to have a few. We're going to have this entire area filled with them, probably 3 or 4 levels as well. You can't have. I could drop that down a level. Actually, that can go on the bottom level. You need water running behind it. So we're going to have some water running down here, or we're going to have a water source block in there, and then it's tileable so you can run it down. And also we can't build it directly on top, but we can build another level here. I've got no dirt, I've got no nothing. We can build another level here. So we'll have a level here, and then we'll have another one there, and then we'll probably have another one above it. So we'll have it 3 high and as many as we can fit all the way along here and back again. So I'll do that and get that built, and then we'll have a look what it looks like. But the beauty of this system over the ones with a timer is that as soon as a pumpkin's grown, and you don't have any light getting into it, it spits it out. The only disadvantage of this farm, if there is one, is that at night, once it gets dark, that piston is going to extend. So the pumpkins can't grow onto this space here with that extended. So what I'll do is I'll stick a power source here, some kind of repeater, and connect it to a daylight sensor, so that when night falls, the daylight sensor will power the repeaters, which will withdraw that piston, so that pumpkins and melons can still grow on there, but they won't get harvested till the following morning. Then the following morning comes, the power behind the back turns itself off, the system starts working again, and that happens. Yeah, we're going to lose a few. Here we go. This is where we lose every one of them. We're going to lose a few, but it's automatic. So as soon as one grows, yeah. So we're going to lose a few. So I'll build this. I'll get a nice design on the front of it. We'll get this built. Get a bit of glass over the front. Get some stained glass over the front of it as well. I'm toying with the idea of using. Well, there's a couple of ways really. The first one of these I built, I used hoppers. So we had a chain of hoppers going down the front that went to the storage area. The second one I used a water chute down the front, and then packed ice underneath it, which was an option. And then the last one I built was a hopper minecart system. So we had a hopper minecart run on rails underneath and back again, and that picked up anything that dropped on the front. They're all as good as each other. There's pros and cons. The beauty of the hopper minecart system over the water system is, especially on the bottom, I can have it running directly underneath this block. So even if that fires and leaves it on this block here, the hopper minecart will pick it up. It won't, if it's up there, it would have to fall off the front, but on the bottom level, if it landed on here, it would pick it up. So maybe I'll go with that one, because if it's a water chute, the pumpkin would have to fall into there for it to work. Anyway, it's getting dark. Scared of the dark. So I'll grab some stuff. I need loads of gear, don't I? Actually, maybe once it gets dark, it'll extend, and you'll see what I mean. Why we need an override system. See, so when the light reaches a certain level, and I don't know the exact level of it. Maybe I can see. No, of course I can't. Stupid. It extends, and now a pumpkin will never be able to grow on there. So we'll hook it up to a daylight sensor, which will retract that piston, and then they'll be able to grow overnight. So in the morning, it's just going to harvest them in the morning. So we don't lose rates overnight because it's extended. Right, I'm going to go and grab some stuff then. So there it is in all its glory. I did record building it, but for some reason my Sony Vegas software has decided to play up at the moment. So I've lost quite a lot of the footage and I can't get it back, which is a shame. And I'm hoping to sort that out pretty soon. But anyway, it's working. It's up and running. I've also put a roof on the greenhouse. I don't know whether I showed you that before, but everybody's a winner. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, everybody. It's been great having you along as usual. If you have, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Fully Off, and I'm out of here.